After the tragic accident of a class 2nd student, the Chief Education Officer of Chennai has issued advisory to all the schools in Chennai regarding the operation of school buses.
The advisory says that the school bus or the vehicle should be sent for fitness certification, and if the vehicles do not have a FC, then it cannot be used, and that only people with adequate educational qualifications should be appointed as drivers for school buses. So this is a significant development coming in on the story that Mirror Now is focusing on and covering since day one. The tragic accident of class 2 student. Remember, this particular student was ran over by his school bus inside school premises, and we on Mirror Now have been asking a big question as to where the accountability should be fixed. In fact, now the TN government is taking note of this entire incident, and Chief Education Officer has stepped in and has also issued an advisory to all the schools which are located in Chennai regarding the operation of school buses. Let me go across to our correspondent Mugilan for more details on this. So Mugilan, very significant development there, and finally Tamil Nadu government waking up from its slumber and taking note of this very, very tragic and serious accident. But also the key lies in implementation. All these guidelines, all these advisories are of no use if they are not implemented robustly on ground.
All these guidelines that have been issued yesterday, the advisory that was issued yesterday already exists in Tamil Nadu, and it is also being followed. But after this incident, now once again the Tamil Nadu state government have issued this advisory to remind the school managements to follow and to all the guidelines that have been issued by the school education department. Even in this case, the particular case in which we are speaking, we know the other safety aspects or the other guidelines that was issued by the school education department were followed. But it was what as of now, as per the preliminary investigation, what we could hear from the police officials is the carelessness of the driver and the caretaker is what has led to the incident. And yes, the probe with the school principal and the correspondent is still underway. So the police will be taking an action into this against these two people only after the inquiry is coming to an end, is what we are learning from the police officials. But yes, now the school education department has once again reminded all the school managements, asking them to follow and adhere to all the guidelines that was issued by them.
Right, Mugilan. So moreover, a reminder there by the Chief Education Officer in Chennai. Like Mugilan has just mentioned, these guidelines really already existed as part of the Supreme Court guidelines to schools and the safety that needs to be ensured for children. In fact, Mugilan, stay on with me. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has taken cognizance of the death of the 8-year-old boy in Chennai who was in fact run over by his own school bus. This is the story that we've been following right here on Mirror Now. The Child Rights Panel has written to the District Collector of Chennai and asked them to take action and levy penalties on the school management as per the centre's guidelines on school safety.
In fact, NCPCR has sought compliance report and action taken report within 5 days. Mirror Now has been relentlessly following the story, asking whether besides arresting the driver, should there be no accountability check on the school.
In fact, Mugilan continues to be with us. Mugilan, you know, now that the NCPCR has also taken cognizance, NCPCR Chief Priyank Kanungo was there on the broadcast with us on Mirror Now yesterday, where he said that he'd be sending out that notice to the school concerned here. But have we heard from the school? Do we have a word from the higher authorities in the school? How are they really responding to the situation?
As you rightly pointed out, now the NCPCR also have sent a notice to the collector advising them to take an action, that is a penalty and action against the school management for causing the death of the 8-year-old boy. And because we already know in last few days since the incident happened, we have followed it, and the Chennai police is already conducting its inquiry that is two. Driver and the caretaker has already been arrested and sent on judicial custody. But when it comes to principal and correspondent, their inquiry is still underway. Even yesterday, we heard from police officials that the inquiry was carried out with both, that is the principal and the correspondent. And as far as the school education department is concerned, they also have sought a report from the school. It is not from the school, and even the Directorate of Matriculation School also have sought a report from the particular school, asking them to explain what has really happened on that fateful day. So definitely we can expect, once the report is ready, we can expect the school education department and the Chennai police to act into this matter. And we have to wait and watch what reply that the Chennai collector will be submitting in 5 days, because the inquiry is still underway with the police and the school education department.
Right, Mugilan, thank you so much for getting us all those details. We will be closely tracking all the developments that are taking place on this big story.